Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene of Living World of Darkness, Changeling, The Dreaming, the New Hope venue. We start this scene with our favorite rat, Otter, Puka, Otter, rat, something. We don't quite know what she is anymore. No one really knows. No one really understands. Hey, it's a thing. Terry doesn't really mind. She likes the confusion, in all honesty. Like, just those confused looks on, like, weren't you an otter? Yeah, I'm a rat now. Why? Well, things. So, but, uh, today, Terry is sort of dressing in her best outfits. It's not really her best, in all honesty. She has better things. Maybe I should. You know what? She's reconsidering. She's gonna change her outfit to something a bit more formal because today Terry has gotten, probably yesterday, a very important letter, which invites her to the Baron of the Bronx, who wishes to have a conversation with her. So Terry will dress up in a jacket with nice shoes, and you know, um, does not grab her guitar, which she does kind of look a little sad, like. But she will take the letter and will go to the, well, hopefully there is a location stated in this letter because, Terry's not very familiar with dreaming places and she does not quite know where the Baron lives. But she has high hopes and will go to hopefully set location at hopefully set time and set place. And she will arrive there. At which point I can't narrate it anymore because I don't know what it looks like.
It's a place that you have been before. Actually, it is
Hmm.
the place that the you went there when your
Oh, right. Yes.
wanted to change your
Yeah, mentor.
and the guards kind of look at you and they say we will pet you down for weapons.
Give me some more. They will probably see her slingshot because she's kind of got that tucked in. She's more than happy to be like, okay, yeah, no, I can stay with you guys. That's totally fine, but please do take care of it. I'm very attached to this object.
I understand, sir. I understand, lady. Or sir. I don't know. My apologies.
That's
But
quite alright,
but
as long as you love me.
you're here to meet with the Baron, I presume. They said that
Yeah,
you were going to arrive.
is my hair okay?
Kind of looks at you and then there's something in your hair right here. As he like shows with his finger.
No, that's my rat's tail. As best there will, take the tip of the rat's tail that she put behind her ear,
Oh
like you
shit.
would a pen.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
yeah,
Sorry, I
I
didn't.
didn't want to trip over it. I'm still getting accustomed to it.
Yeah, it's longer than your other
Yeah.
tail.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Twice as long.
Okay, I understand.
This morning, I stepped on it while fetching coffee. You
That
don't want
must
to
have
know
hurt.
how much. Oh my god, terrible.
The I think the reeve is inside. The Baron will arrive soon. Reeve Holly. The reeve is a
Oh, right. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I'll go and meet with her.
he nods.
By the way, was I supposed to bring flowers? Because I can still run quickly to the shop. I don't know what the rules are when meeting a baron. Like, I don't mind coming up with a gift or something, but I don't really have much.
It depends on what kind of meeting is this. If you want to pay your tribute, like that will be cool to pay a tribute, but it's up to you.
Let me quickly run down and grab some flowers. I'm sure he'll appreciate flowers. Is he a flower man?
I don't think so, but
Ah, shit.
flowers always like I like flowers, so I don't know. Maybe he likes it as well.
Maybe two. What kind of man is he? Like, if I were to come with something pretty, what would you say? What
He's a
would your advice?
stern individual who only cares about safety of the people of the Bronx.
Oh dear. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I kind of don't
Okay.
know a lot about his personal life. My apologies.
Okay. Hmm. I don't really have something stern. Maybe he likes a beating? No. Maybe he'd like to give a beating. I can offer him to give me a beating. You think that would be successful?
I don't think he's okay with beating commoners.
Ah,
I
shit.
never seen him beat a commoner before, but that's up to you. You can still offer him. Those kind of things happens, I guess.
Uh, you really don't know a whole lot, do you?
My apologies, but I kind of
It's
don't.
not your job to know. I understand. It's
I
fine.
think I try to understand what's going on with a lot of stuff, but like, um, I'm not sure. He kind of like,
It's cool, man. It's cool, man. And Terry will literally pat him on the head. You do your job, I will do mine.
thanks. I'm very happy that you do your job.
Always happy to serve. Drinks mostly, but I can serve other things. And Terry will continue to go into the appointed direction.
You go to the appointed direction and to see Holly, the lover of your mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Holly and your character never met before.
Oh boy, have we not? I have the feeling we had.
Oh yeah, actually you did.
I'm not sure anymore, but
You did.
Okay,
She was
good.
the person who was trying to help Ragnar. Long, long time ago.
Yeah.
And she kind of like cocks
Oh,
her head to
sorry.
the side. She is a kuka.
Uh huh.
And she looks at Terry and says, "Oh, hello. It's nice to see you again."
Dame Holly, I want to congratulate you already in advance on your marriage. I'm sure you can't find a better fellow than Alistair.
I I am not a noble.
I know, but I consider it since it's almost your wedding, and they say that everybody should feel a princess on their wedding day, so I just wanted to get you in the right mood.
You took the initiative, and thank you. I thank you. I don't know what to say, but thank you.
That's always the best, right? That feeling when you don't know what to say. I hope you'll have a lovely day and that you will shine like any bride or every bride or better than any bride, really. You will shine like the northern star on your wedding day.
Are you all right? She kind of like gives
I
you a
am
look
not
like
drunk.
you're not being drunk with in this important meeting may be
I
bad.
would never be drunk.
I'm very happy to hear that. Um, so I presume, which I shouldn't, but I do all the time. You know what this meeting is about.
I can make an estimated guess, but I'm 100% sure I am not.
Hmm, that's understandable. Now, I am thinking, which I don't do a lot, but I do time to time.
Please, please don't underestimate yourself. It's very important that you feel loved,
Thank you.
even by yourself, especially by yourself. If not by
Okay,
yourself, because then wow.
I guess I think. Um, but so I feel there's. I don't want your rights to be torn, so I ask the Baron to be there as I represent the commoners and their problems. I hope this is not a big problem.
The commoners have a problem with me? How dreadful.
No, no, no.
Oh, okay, good.
The commoners doesn't have a problem with you as far as I know.
I was already afraid.
Now, you have refused to say why you were doing what you did, and I will try my best to make sure that We will keep you here while you are not forced to share things.
Oh, sorry about this.
No, it's completely okay.
Okay. I am very grateful for you, for your assistance and your help and everything. I can't even hear myself talk. God damn it.
What's that?
The neighbors.
Oh, neighbors are crazy. Okay. In this hour, guys, come on.
I mean, I'm standing outside. Yeah.
Okay, okay, it's completely okay. I can hear you, but
Okay, that's good.
and Holly kind of screams like stop doing this, goddamn! There is a better hour to do this shit. Fuck off! And they stop doing it. And I guess they stopped doing it in the scene as well.
Yay. So, my apologies. What were you saying?
I just wanted to say that your choices are important to me, and I will try to keep you in here while you do not while you are not you know you're not sharing what you don't want to share.
Uh, so, you're saying I'm a prisoner until I say what I didn't want to say?
No, I'm trying to keep you here as in I'm going to keep you in Bronx and not exiled.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was thinking I saw my life flash before me.
I mean, it's not like you would enjoy me keeping you here, but okay.
Oh my. But you're about to get married. This is a very indecent offer, Holly. I'm not quite
I
sure.
am I am open to many things with my brotherin and sisterin and many other things of kith, not
Okay.
blood.
Does Alistair knows that?
I don't know, does he?
I don't know.
Ask him.
Okay.
The I hope you are ready for the meeting, and as I think the Baron is arriving.
Is one ever truly ready?
I don't know. Are they?
I don't know either.
I think you may be ready.
I think I'm as ready as I will ever be.
That's good to know. She smiles, and then she looks at Terry again and leads the way as she shows, while not talking, the place that the Baron is in.
Terry will try to look very, very serious and very grave as you know, their entry.
The Baron is this man. He is stern looking. There is a scar on his face.
And Terry will, yeah.
He was looking at a map of Bronx. You see, like there's a knife on his hand, and he puts the knife on a map, and then he like his hands are on the table, and he kind of like looks up.
Terry will throw themselves at the ground like in a sort of bow thing movement.
The Reeve will Holly will curtsy, and then Holly will say, "Baron Damavand, it is a pleasure to see you, my lord. You have requested me to bring Terry Waters. Terry here is responded your request Lord. He starts to look at Terry with that stupid eyes. Look how crazy he looks.
Terry will, yeah, make flourishing bow after bow, and just doesn't like as deep as possible, and will stay in that position,
You may
which means that
raise,
her
citizen.
like nose is almost touching her knees, and then she will get up. My lord, may I, before we start our extremely important conversation, may I first compliment you on your excellent freehold?
Thank you, Terry Waters.
Please, just call me Terry. It's easier for everyone.
Thank you, Terry. Please have a sit. And you too, Holly. He has this working room, like you were into the working room, and there's places to sit. His sit is a bit lofty as a baron. He sits on a couch. There's like in front of it, there's like three sits, one for
Yeah?
you and one for Holly, and one for someone who's not here, probably.
Mhm. Terry will sit down.
And knock will come to the door, and the baron will say, "Come in," as another she
Oh,
appears,
God. Okay. Yep.
and she slowly comes in, curtsies, and then sits.
Terry will, when she notices who's coming in, will jump to their feet and bow again.
Same with Holly.
Except with Terry, it's just like I mean, same with the Baron. It's a flourishing bow. It's a little bit over the top, and it's not quite as 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 nicely and appropriate because I believe Terry only has etiquette one. So
Hmm.
it's like there, but it's like a little too much, maybe. Like it's on that edge of like, okay, are you trolling or not?
The I'm about to set the scene
I
in the
actually don't
changing
have etiquette.
disorder. Okay, your bow is shitty, but it's okay.
Yeah.
You're not expected to have a stunning bow anyway. You're a
Right.
commoner. Can you roll me perception empathy?
Sure. Perception, empathy, perception,
Perception empathy. Perception empathy.
empathy,
Perception
perception,
empathy.
empathy.
Perception empathy. Perception empathy.
I have 4 successes.
Holly was totally was not expecting this bitch to arrive.
In all honesty, though, Terry was for a moment surprised. It's like, oh, right, of course. Like that was more Terry's feelings.
Hmm.
Like, oh, yeah, right.
Um, roll me another perception empathy
Okay.
because fuck
Mm,
you. Roll me all the fucking perception empathy.
3 successes this time.
Um, you do feel uncomfortable around her. This has happened to you many times when you were
I was
around a
gonna
flaming
say,
falcon. It's not just like normal feeling uncomfortable. There's like not because that you have suspicions regarding her or what she stands for. It's more like something is there. You are uncomfortable for some dumb reason. You don't know why, and you kind of realize with your perception empathy, Holly is also uncomfortable around her.
can I roll like Kenning or something to get more of a hint of like what it is, or should that be, or is that like Greymare? I don't know.
I can explain what you feel like like I can explain like give you more details regarding how do you feel if you're only kidding, but like this is not something you know. Like you never
Okay.
heard like yeah near this guy you like this type of individuals makes you feel uncomfortable. You never heard something like that, but I can explain more regarding how you feel.
Okay. Nah, it's fine. It's fine.
You're not rolling? Okay.
I mean, if you want me to, I don't mind rolling. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it can give you clues.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Let me roll. I have curiosity after all, also, yeah. Which is the same as my empathy. It's 5 dice. Yes, now would be nice, Discord.
Yeah, Discord. Thank you, god damn it, Discord. Discord.
God damn it. Really? This is a thing again? Oh boy. Well,
Let me roll again, maybe. Mine showed up, Saskia.
god damn it. I didn't do anything weird. I'll roll again.
Okay.
Oh, now it does. Okay, so another 3 successes.
It almost feels like you're wrong. Something about you is wrong.
Okay.
The the Baron kind of like opens up a letter. I heard you captured 3 beasties yesterday.
My lord, with all due respect, all praise of this capture should go to Miss Donna Shizik, the herald of Thingy. I was merely a spectator. Do I look like someone who would capture anything besides maybe a fly at this point?
He doesn't make a comment about that.
Sir, I'm as harmless as they come.
I'm sure. The Dame Cartia von Canton, as she talks about this lady,
Hmm.
has told me your accomplishments and your behavior in the trial. One of us has done some dumb stuff and made sure that you are seen as a grown up changeling without you taking the test, and Isabella is punished for it. But it doesn't mean that we can just take it back, as now you are a grown up and you took your punishment. The
Yes, my
problem
lord.
is, I am worried for my people as a baron of this land that you have made a deal with a member of a shuttle court and you're not explaining why. So I am giving you one last chance to explain why you have done what you have done, and maybe there was something redeeming regarding what you have done. Therefore, I will not do what I'm advised to do. So, Terry, I ask you to tell me why people in that trial, who also few of them were my people, that I am responsible of, were in danger, with a possibility of you sharing an information. I understand I ask a question to a puka, and I know the frailties. You will not be held responsible for your frailties.
Hmm. My lord, I can only blame myself for this horrible, horrible crime that I've committed. I blame my own ignorance and my foolhardiness. I have not listened properly to my mentor. I have not acted out of malice. It was purely ignorance, and I can only apologize for this. It will, I promise you, not happen again.
I understand. And I, believe it or not, I believe you. But you have stated that you have done what you have done because of a problem. And that
Well,
problem may or may not be the redeeming quality of that crime that you have done.
I must humbly apologize again, my lord. I There is indeed a problem, and I cannot share any information of that. It's it's a burden that I will have to bear on my soul. A pain that will never go away. A mark has been set on me, uh, on the inside as much as the whiskers and tail on the outside.
Sovereign can open her mouth, my lord, and then immediately Holly just responds and says, that is against the rules. She claims that she doesn't wish to share information, and she is fully responsible of what she wants to do. And she's accepting responsibility, my lord. I think using sovereign on her is just going to make things worse. So does as then the she responds. So does the information regarding why this danger exists go away. It is a it is an important thing for our barony. We should learn what dangers. How can we know if this is not regarding the old ones and those who wish to summon the evils on our lands? You see, can you roll me perception empathy, please, again?
Hmm. 2 successes.
The question is, does Terry cares regarding the how Baron Danavand looks at the moment? Like
Yes.
he
Like
looks in
Terry is
conflict.
keeping a very close eye on all of them.
Okay. He looks to be in conflict. You see, there was a stern man in Baron Danavand, but he also listened to those who were around him, who basically says we can't this Puka to be sovereign for, that's kind of fucking bad and an evil thing to do. But at the same time, the Flaming Falcon bitch says, I mean, people are in danger, and we may need to do some bad things to make sure. And he is in conflict that he doesn't want to sovereign you because sovereign is
Yeah.
a weird art.
What house is he actually? Does Terry know? I think that would be common
He's
knowledge,
a
right?
Gwydion. He is a Gwydion as well. But
Check.
here is the thing. Terry would be told a million times by Alistair, not every Gwydion is Flaming
Mm-hmm.
Falcon, and not every Flaming Falcon is an evil person. This guy has um, a membership in Order of the Flaming Falcon as well. Like he is a member. But with the two successes you have, he doesn't act extremely rash like the other bitches you saw who treated you like shit in your bar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember the Cloricon Squire?
Yeah.
He is also a Flaming Falcon.
Yeah. Hmm.
So he seems to be in conflict. He tries to understand what's going on.
My Lord Baron, I know that we are here to discuss whether I can stay in the Bronx or not. I I might be able to give you my story somewhat. I don't know really, but at least a bit. But I would really, really not feel comfortable if that goes beyond the two of us. So I know it's very bold for a commoner to speak these words. But please think about it. I would be willing to tell you, but I would like to get an insurance that it would only be between the two of us, and then you may judge me as you wish. And
As a baron of this land, I accept your offer. And Dame Cartia and Reeve Holly, please leave us alone. You see, Holly gets up, but the Cartia stands and says, "The the Flaming Falcon has a extreme interest in this county, and as a right that's given to me with the right of annulment, I veto your decision." So Terry, you don't need to fucking roll me perception empathy.
hmm
The Baron is fucking mad. Basically, as I explained in the other scenes, the Flaming Falcons were given like the right to veto the Barons
yeah,
and the Countess, and like she basically just like the Baron was like, "Yeah, let's do that," and then she literally just said, "No, that's not happening." And you see like the Baron like was gripping a glass, and like he kind of like his grip become tight, but then he left the thing. It seems he grits his teeth while he talks that it needs to be here and with those who are here. Hopefully, Holly would not. If you are uncomfortable with her, she can leave. But I, Sidley will insist that Dame Cardia needs to stay.
I understand completely, sir. It is. It would have been a shame anyway to lose such a pearl of our kingdom amongst our midst. I can't stop looking at her. But yeah, no. In that case, I will hold my tongue. However, Baron, if you're willing to come to my farewell party in my bar, you would be more than welcome. And Terry will hand the business card to the Baron.
He takes the card and then he nods to Terry and then he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, this meeting has come to a close. Please, I wish to remain alone with the Dame Cartia, and we will have to talk about the future and the possible problems of the Bronx."
Of course. Sir, if you, I mean, my lord, if you ever, like, want to make a visit to my bar while I'm still there, um, feel free to make a call ahead so I can clean up.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You
Terry will leave.
you leave. Holly looks from behind you. She doesn't say anything. It's kind of sad. Like she seems a bit sad. Um, where does she go after this?
Terry,
Hmm.
back to the bar.
You go back to the bar, and what are you doing?
Yeah, like she's been doing the last week. She's been making small repairs and making shit ready for that. If she's really gonna have to go, that at least the place is in like good shape.
Hmm. You basically try to get up, get the stuff going on in your bar, and what happens is that the someone enters the bar
During like hours, when the bar is actually open, or
after 3 hours. Yes,
okay, so the bar is probably open. I don't know if there would be any visitors, but yeah, maybe a few because early in the day there's usually not a lot of people. So yeah, Terry is making repairs while doing this, and yeah, just looks up when someone's entering.
this is the like you see the gentleman who is appearance 5. He is extremely handsome, as most she are,
Hmm.
and you see it is the bear himself in your fucking bar.
Blink. Okay. Terry will look up, and then there's like just a half grin on Terry's face as she's like, "Well, the farewell party wouldn't be this quick, but you are more than welcome. I thought you would call ahead."
He nods. He looks around if there's anybody else around this place.
There's probably like a few people, but Terry will be like poking the other barman, who is basically also going to be the one who will be taking over if Terry's going to leave. It's like, and Terry will point out like, I need to do some taxes, so I'll be upstairs with this gentleman who will help me, and I'll talk to you. We'll be back soon. Would you like something to drink, sir, as we go upstairs?
Please.
What would you like to have?
He says a chili wine, please.
And Terry will yeah, take a bottle, take a clean glass, and leads the way to her apartment, which is a disaster.
Hmm. He enters his foot kind of like enters and he checks around
The place
and
looks like a dumpster fire. Really, there's like clothing everywhere. There are suitcases that are open, and then there's clothing inside of it, but also outside of it. There is dirty dishes in like the sink, clean dishes next to it. So it's like a lot of things that are like half done. There's papers everywhere, books lying around, blankets lying around, empty bottles, a lot of empty bottles lying around. And yeah, it's not necessarily very dirty, it's just extremely chaotic. There is, of course, since this is like a one room apartment, there is the bed of Finn that is in the corner that is still very neatly. It's actually the only place that does not have anything on it. And then there is a mattress in the other corner, and then in like the third corner, next to the kitchen, there are a couple of like chairs and a beanbag and a couch, and everything looks like it comes from a thrift store.
he closes the door behind him.
Well, gods, this is a story I would love to tell if I could. But
And
yeah, make yourself comfortable as he points to the living area, like the couches and everything, the sitting corner.
so he sits, but he's not uncomfortable, but he kind of like looks and then makes sure like there's no panties coming out of stuff or like there's no good stuff or anything like that. He kind of like in his mind at least, and then he fixes his jacket and like he tries to sit barely. You understand, like he is trying to like still keep some kind of an authority. Um, it, it's a bit natural maybe, but he like first tries to put his hand under his chin That shit doesn't work because his hand doesn't stay because the it's too short, and then he just puts his hands in front of him and waits.
So, you're here for the story, right?
Yes, Terry, I am.
Okay.
I have the you have asked to stay alone for the story, and she has said I have to remain in the room in the freehold. She didn't say I have to be in the room wherever we meet.
So, she's still in the room waiting, huh? As Terry will pour
Probably.
like the wine. You should have been born a polka.
Thank you. I take it as a compliment.
You should. We're the best.
I have
And,
heard you become a princess recently.
uh, totally, yes. It's quite nice living as a princess, you know. I sat on my throne. I handed out orders. I got gifts. I opened a building. Cutting through a ribbon and stuff. But yeah, I prefer to be a bartender instead. In fact, I would really like to keep my bar. It's
So I
fun.
have heard.
So let's be real here. I screwed up on a deal. I will definitely admit that. I should have handled it more carefully, and no one would ever have known. But I did indeed make a deal with that bitch in exchange for some information. Now, you may have heard of a certain Finn who used to live here.
I try to know everybody in my barony, and I know the troll who used to live here. Yes,
And you know how he died?
I got a report about it by Isabella. He got killed by something, and you were there, and you chrysalis.
Yep. He was killed by some golden looking man. Yeah. So naturally, as one does, I have been trying to find out what happened and why. Finn is a friend, after all.
He nods.
And I think there are some people in this barony who are behind the attack. And I think that that might be nobles. And I am not quite sure who. Might even be you. In this case, I will probably be dead before you left the apartment. But naturally, that's not something I'm gonna, talk about in a court or in a room with more than one noble. Because obviously that would get me into a lot of trouble if it wouldn't get me killed straight away because there are certain people involved.
Baron Damavan's silence is annoying.
So Terry is just kind of messing with their cell phone, and she's sending a text to Alistair like, "If you don't hear from me in 3 hours, I'm in trouble, and don't you dare come look for me." Just in case, As
Baron had this like, wait, what type of look when you said like, I think the nobles are behind it? Like, huh? He was like,
he said, some nobles like.
yes, I know. Like some nobles are behind it. He was like, wait, what? Like, okay, but he listens. Do you have any proof regarding which nobles or why nobles are behind it?
I have the word of a person who is part of a shadow court and tried to kill someone.
Hmm.
Obviously, that's not a lot, but I got it on like a deal I made with her regarding a certain text message I sent. That was a contract. So I am presuming it's truth. It's no proof. Like I said, it's a suspicion, which is also a reason why I do not wish to share it. But should it become public, might be a big deal for everyone involved. If I'm telling the truth, if this is real, it will be a problem for me and for many others because if they're willing to kill Finn, they're willing to kill more. And if it's not the truth, and I'm an idiot, which is very likely and very possible, then it would be a very damaging thing for you nobles, which would also not be very handy. Like, out of character, Terry obviously doesn't give a crap about that, but hey, in
Hmm.
this conversation, it is useful information. So, so I want to check further on this, but yeah, obviously I can't really go spreading it around.
That is understandable. But I need to understand why you have been told by the Shadow Court member that it's a noble who did it.
Well, I don't know why she said it, and but it's I came there looking for information on these golden guys because they were supposed to be somewhere around there, and she told me that they were assassins and that they could be bought for, like, people could hire them, and that apparently some people did. So all I'm asking is for a chance to get the truth out on this story and to find out who did that to my friend and why, and to do that without, with
I,
as little
s-
risk as possible.
I set the Isabella to search about that crime, and she's a good investigator. She
Yeah,
may
but
be
she's
dumb
doing it
time to time, but
badly.
she's a good investigator. The issue is that she said that the track turned cold. She couldn't see what happened there with Kronos.
You see, this is the difference. She, I'm sure, a very good investigator, but she abides by your laws. She's openly investigating something. Whereas I,
Someone.
an unseelie, who is a little like maybe beat, beating a little off the beaten path, you know how that goes. As I fuck up my English terribly, go off the beaten path. That's the right speak like term of speech.
Hmm.
I can go through doors that she cannot, and that's not just because I'm an otter and I can like get into tiny cracks and corners of whatever room, but I don't mind making a couple of shady deals to get the truth out. Whereas she will have to abide the law.
See where this not abiding laws got you, or where it get
Oh
you.
yes, it got me with you in my apartment.
It did. That's usually bad news, but you're
That
way
depends
past usually.
if you're gonna kill me or not.
No, I am not gonna kill you. I follow a sheet. I don't have a right to kill you, even if you are guilty. That right belongs to the Countess if you were guilty, and she can give that judgment if you do a crime that may deserve that punishment. But now, I checked. I don't see any lies about what you said.
Well, I'm a puka. Can't ever be sure, but you know, I don't have reason to lie.
He
Okay,
kind of like
sure, I could have made this entire story up, but
he gives you a smile as if like yeah I can, but like he doesn't say anything.
mm,
It just stops there. Like he doesn't say anything, and Now, this is worrying. I will.
My
I
Lord
will.
Baron,
Yes, Terry.
for what it's worth, look, I want to keep my bar. I want to keep this place. I care for this place. It's mine. But if you were to throw me out of the Bronx, and you have every right to do so, it's not going to stop me,
From breaking the rules.
possibly, from getting what I want.
Kind of looks at Terry and says, "And what you want is to find out who killed your friend and the responsible individuals."
You deserve an extra wine for that, and Terry will pour, like the wine, another
He
glass.
says, "Thanks," as his hand goes over the thing. He doesn't drink more, but like he sipped a couple, but he doesn't drink a lot. But as then you clapped him and said like, like how you just like you are you kind of did bit something unethical
Yeah,
or match the etiquette. He kind of gave you a look, but he doesn't make a big deal about it because this is a. It's obvious that if this was like in his freehold, shit would have been like ham, but this is not.
yeah. I mean, this is the only reason why Terry does it right now is because, we've broken away from etiquette the moment he stepped into my bar. It's like,
Yeah, we kind of like said fuck you to certain people to be here. So if I say you're gone, that will make the Flaming Falcon happy because you're on Sealy. And you have made deals with their enemy Shut, of course, who has connections with Tulane.
hmm
And you say, even if you go, you will still try to find this. That means that you will breach the rules and you will breach the rules, which cause more headache for me.
quite likely. But, look, I will go within the rules, but it won't stop me from going where I'm going. I will not step back because some silly rules been made up that will not allow me to continue what I want, what I'm looking for, what I want.
He takes a deep breath, but doesn't say anything. Because a sheet is. Unless you kind of remember, as I told you once, like a sheet seems to be like very. What was the name of that word? Um, it's
The name
seen
of
as
that
like
word.
holy. Is she like a set
Yeah.
of rules, or like holy, or like the dreaming wills it type of thing?
hmm
He doesn't say anything with like okay. And then he says, "I
Before you continue, one thing maybe to take into account, something that you can say to that flaming falcon bitch. Sorry, lady. What's her name?
Dame."
Dame. What's her name? If you kick me out, which you have every right to do so, but you'll kick me out of the Bronx. You can't kick me out of the entirety of New York, right? So, kicking me out means that you'll lose me. You won't be able to keep an eye on me. Whereas if you keep me here, you'll always know where to find me.
That make a lot of sense. With the condition that the guard will stay at your bar at nights.
During opening hours?
Yes, he will fuck off after. He doesn't say fuck off. He will leave after the
That's
bar is
fine with
closed.
me, on one condition.
Yes.
Even though they won't drink, they will have a drink in front of them, and they will pretend to drink. I'm even willing to make it a mocktail, nothing alcoholic,
Mm-hmm.
but I will not have anyone not drinking at my bar. It's bad for business.
I understand. As long as you don't put things to their drinks.
I would never. And this is an outright lie. Like, you know, this is the Puka talking. Like, Terry does exactly what she does in the pictures, like looking up, like,
You would never do that.
never.
I am very
Well,
happy to hear that. Maybe we can make a contract about it to make sure that we understand where we stand, both of us.
oh, well, I was planning to pour this into a contract anyway. If you insist, then I will take the not drinking for the guards or not alcoholic drinking for the guards in it.
You will remain in Bronx as a means to keep an eye on you and to for us as the barony of Bronx to keep an eye on you. There will be a guard who will remain here in the opened hours, working hours of this bar.
And they will drink, but nothing alcoholic.
And you will put nothing else that they don't want in their drink.
I will put nothing that they don't want in their drink.
He extends his hand.
Terry will spit in hers, but then, doesn't immediately touch it. Also, the contents of this conversation will
Will
not
not
go
be.
outside of this room. They will
He,
not be spread further by you.
he nods. Yes, it won't.
And then, yeah, Terry will clasp her hand with his.
He kind of looked like a bit weird when you spit in your hand, but he does. And let me roll his contract. You have a contract.
I will roll mine as well.
You roll if you have it. It's fine. Two successes.
Great.
He nods and says, "It was a nice to meet with you, face to face, Miss Waters. I have to leave."
Terry.
Terry.
Well, it was a pleasure having someone of your standing in my bar and in my house. Terry just lets that kind of, slowly, like, in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Silence. Please, let me
He,
escort you out.
no problem.
And yeah,
He
Terry will go
leaves,
down the stairs.
and he will leave the bar as well. Would you like to end the scene there?
Yeah, unless you have something more, I am cool with this.
Let's roll initiative for killing you. Okay.
Okay,
I'm
that's fine.
kidding. Yeah.
I mean, it could totally happen.
I am fine as well. Yeah, we can end the scene there.
Okay, thank you, ST, for STing, and watch you for watching, and we'll see you again on another episode of Living World of Darkness.